Hi, I'm Pastor Anton Rowe, Senior Pastor of the Greater Solid Rock Baptist Church. I'm so glad that you have joined me for another Wednesday Bible study. Our Bible study lesson today will come from the book of St. Luke, the 22nd chapter. The book of St. Luke, the 22nd chapter, verses 14 through 30. I'm not going to read the entire passage, but I am going to kind of sum it up. The context of this passage is, this was Thursday during the Holy Week, Thursday being the Thursday before the Friday of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. And on Thursday, he directed his disciples to go and prepare for the Passover, and which was the normal Jewish custom. And he directed them to prepare for the Passover, which also was called the Last Supper, or what we know as the first Christian communion. So when he had them prepare the Last Supper, they sat at the table, and while sitting at the table, Jesus revealed to them openly, and he was transparent, that one of them out of the 12 would in fact betray him. It was a very, very, very sobering moment at that time in the passage. And it changed, it was a transition in the passage. When you read that passage, you saw the mood just switched. How they came together originally to celebrate the Passover. And then all of a sudden he put that into it. And everybody moved very festive. All of a sudden sadness come over the room. And so it was a very game-changing moment for that particular scene. So when he revealed this, there were some things I saw in that. And what I want to talk about based on that revelation is that you hurt me so bad. That's the name of the topic. You hurt me so bad. So I want to talk about hurt and being hurt by other people. The first thing I want you to know about hurt is that hurt comes from those who are close to you or have a relationship with you. People have to be close enough to you to hurt you. So this was somebody that was extremely close to him. The 12 were the closest people to Jesus at the time on this earth. So, but not only it is someone that has a relationship with you that can hurt you, but hurt sometimes does not only limit itself to the individual that's receiving the hurt and the person that's giving the hurt, but others who are around both of those individuals also are hurt. Let me say it again. See, hurt have a tendency to be kind of contagious. It is not a one-on-one type reaction or effect. It is a rippling effect over everybody that's connected with those two individuals. So not only was Jesus hurt by what Judas did, but Matthew 26 verse 20 through 23 records that the disciples were hurt. Look at verse 20 chapter 26 of St. Matthew. When evening come, Jesus was reclining at the table with the 12, and while they were eating, he said, "Truly I tell you, one of you will betray me." And they, let me say it again, they were very sad and began to say to him one after the other, "Surely you don't mean me, Lord." And Jesus replied, "The one who has dipped his hand into the bowl with me shall in fact betray me." Look at verse 22 again. They were very sad, and they began to ask him one after another, "Surely you don't mean me." They all were sad, even though it was Judas that betrayed Jesus. Even though it was Jesus that was hurt, that was the one that was being betrayed. But all the rest of them, the 11 of those individuals were hurt by what Judas did, by the betrayal. So hurt does not only affect the two parties, but it affects all parties that are around it. So that's one thing you got to do. You got to understand about hurt. But one thing about hurt, the second thing about hurt is that hurt and betrayal should always be avoided on your end. You don't want to cause the hurt. You don't want to cause the betrayer. You don't want to be the individual that betrays. You don't want to be the person that actually produces hurt on another individual. So your job as a believer of Christ is to avoid hurting other people. That's your job. Verse 24 of chapter 26 says it very clearly, the Son of Man will go just as it is written about him, but woe to that man who betrays the Son of Man. It would be better for him if he had not been born. Woe to that man who betrays the Son of Man. It would be better for him if he had not been born. So that is an indictment against people that hurt others, that betray others. That's a firm indictment. And what he's saying in so many words, we need to avoid betraying other people. We need to avoid hurting other people. So what does hurt? How does that play in your Christian life? Number one, you don't want to be the individual that showers down the hurt. You don't want to be the one that gives the hurt. Now you might not can avoid getting hurt, but you can avoid hurting others. Let me say it again. You may not can avoid actually getting hurt, because no matter what kind of life you live, whether it be a Christian life, a Christian born again life, I don't think there's nothing you can do to avoid hurt in this life. Somebody will always, I hate to tell you this, but somebody's going to hurt you. It may be a friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, family member. Somebody will eventually hurt you. And there's nothing you can do about it. That's part of life. But look, your job is to not hurt other people. That's your job. Watch this. Next thing is this. Not only do we learn from this story of Judas about when you get hurt, but there's another thing about whenever you get hurt, you don't repay evil for evil. Look at Romans 12 verse 17. Romans 12 verse 17 says, do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. No matter what people do to you, you make sure you do what's right. Here's my last point, and I'll be through. Greatness displayed, avoid hurt. Greatness displayed allows you to avoid hurting others. If you display greatness, it will allow you to avoid from hurting other people. Look at Luke 22 verse 24. A dispute also arose among them as to which of them was considered to be greatest. Jesus said to them, the kings of the Gentiles lord it over them, and those who exercise authority over them call themselves benefactors. But you are not to be like that. Instead, the greatest among you should be like the youngest, and the one who rules like the one who serves. For who is greater, the one who's at the table or the one who serves? Is not the one who is at the table, but I am among you as one who serves. So Jesus basically said to his disciples, if you want to avoid betraying me and hurting one another, you have to be great. Great Christians rise above the fray. Gentile great leaders lord over them. These Gentile leaders will call themselves benefactors. If you end up like this, you will hurt people. If you end up like this, lording over people, you will hurt them. Yet do not be like them, Jesus says, but instead the greatest among you should be the one who serves, or the most innocent. That's why he said the greatest among you shall be the youngest. That refers to the greatest among you shall be the most innocent. And the one who rules is just like the one who serves everybody. In other words, hey, greatest leader is the one that serves. If you're serving, you're less likely to hurt other people. If you're ruling, you're more likely to hurt people. Let me say it again. If you serve in an innocent way, less likely to hurt people. If you serve like you're lording over them, if you're lording over the exercising authority, you have a tendency to hurt more people. Be careful, my brothers and sisters. I hope these words was a powerful lesson. I hope you get the point that Jesus was making. How he handled Judas. How even though Judas kissed him and betrayed him, but Jesus still never repaid evil for evil. And one thing I discovered about Jesus and Judas. Jesus taught us how to handle those that hurt us. We can't do anything about it. We can't repay them back. We can't be mad at them. Only thing we need to do is keep them out of the inner circle and forgive them for whatever they did. And then our job is not to hurt other people. That's your job, my brothers and sisters. I hope you enjoy this Holy Week. We want you to continue to support this ministry, and you can really support it. And you know how. You know all you have to do is go on PayPal. Once you're on PayPal, then all you have to do is go into the recipient's email address, and you can type in GSRB, as in boy, C, treasurer, at yahoo.com, and enter your donation. And whatever seed you sow, we know that the Lord will bless you. And that's how you can give your tithes and offering. Or you can mail your tithes and offering to the Greater Solid Rock Baptist Church, located at 6280 Camp Road. That's in Riverdale, Georgia. Thank you, and may God bless you.